In lecture 2 we have seen up to circuit diagram. Today we will see Ohm's law. So let us see one activity. Here is one circuit diagram. Here is one circuit diagram. In this circuit, source of energy is present here. That means 3 batteries are there, and one resistance, and one voltmeter, and one ammeter, and this is key here. Remember, voltmeter and ammeter. Ammeter is the instrument which measures current, and voltmeter is the instrument which measures potential difference. So what is ammeter? Ammeter measure current, and what is voltmeter? Voltmeter measure potential difference. Voltmeter measure potential difference. Remember, voltmeter is always connected parallel to the point where we want to measure potential difference. Here, x and y are the 2 points. Between these 2 points, we want to measure the potential difference. So we have connected voltmeter at point x and y parallel to this resistance. We want to measure the potential difference of R. So we have connected voltmeter parallel to the resistance, and we want to measure the current flowing through the resistance. So we have connected ammeter series to the resistance. So this is one activity, and here there are 3 batteries. So first what we do? First we connect this circuit to the first bus with only this battery. In this case circuit will be something like this, and at present, so when one battery is connected, that means some current will flow through this circuit, not on the current and potential difference. So make a table of V and I. First reading will be something. Now second battery is connected, and now note down the reading. Note down the reading of potential difference and current. So here is the second reading. Similarly do for 3-4 times. Now again third battery is connected, and then note down the reading. And so on. Do this activity, repeat this same activity for at least 7 to 10 readings, and after that plot a graph of V versus I. Plot a graph of V versus I. What you will see? You will get a straight line. You will get a straight line passing through the center or origin. What does this straight line tells? This straight line tells the relation between V and I. So it will be V upon I is some constant. V upon I is constant. That constant is resistance. So what is Ohm's law? Ohm's law states that V is directly proportional to I, where I is current and V is potential difference. So you can write V is equal to I into some constant. That constant is R here, where R is resistance. V is potential difference, I is current, and R is resistance. and R is resistance. So Ohm's law states that current is directly proportional to the potential difference. And what is this resistance? Resistance is denoted by this symbol in the circuit. Then it is usually denoted by R. Then the unit of resistance is ohm. This is the symbol. Suppose this is some conductor. It is connected to a circuit. So some current is flowing through this circuit. Let us say some current is flowing through this circuit. So what conductor will do? It will oppose the flow of current. That property of conductor, due to which it oppose the resistance or it oppose the opposition to the flow of current. That is what resistance is. Resistance is the property of conductor due to which it opposes the flow of current. That is resistance. So resistance depend on type of material. So let us write what is resistance. It is the property due to which it opposes flow of current. In some of the material you have seen that there are very less resistance or there are very less opposition is offered, and in some material if you observe that there is very high opposition is offered. So based on that there are certain, we have classified material like conductor, semiconductor and insulator. So resistance depends on either type of material or nature of material. Generally metals are very good conductor. That means it offers very less resistance to the current. So nature of material, length of material, length and cross sectional area. Length and cross sectional area. So mainly resistance depend on nature of material, length of material and cross sectional area of that material. So based on the resistance offered by material, we have classified material like conductor, semiconductor conductor offer no or least resistance to the flow of current semiconductor it allows flow of current under certain circumstances and insulator it does not allow flow of current. It does not allow flow of current. So all type of metals are conductor, and there are certain semiconductor like silicon, germanium. They allow flow of current under certain circumstances, and there are certain materials which does not allow flow of current like plastic, wood, stone. All this type of material does not allow flow of current. That type of material is classified as insulator. So let us see. In a circuit, there are certain standard connection like series connection and parallel connection. These are in standard connection, and apart from this, there may be different type of connection or which is not in the standard form. So let us see parallel connection and series connection, and how to find the current and how to find the net resistance of the circuit. So connection in circuit may be connection in circuit. We are talking about only resistance here. One is series, second is parallel. We are talking about only resistance. We are not talking about any other material here. So resistance can be connected in a circuit either in parallel or in series. So let us see how we can calculate the resistance or how we can calculate the current in the circuit. Series connection. R1, R2, R3. So let us, if this is resistance, resistance has two legs. This part and this part, these two are the legs of resistance. So whenever two resistance are connected in such a way that leg of one resistance is connected to the leg of other resistance. So here two resistance are there. So this portion and this portion are leg. So the leg of one resistance. Okay, let us name is this is 1, 2, and this is A and B. So 1, 2 are the resistance, leg of resistance are. Let us name is R1, R2. R1 and A and B are the legs of R2. So how we can identify or how we can connect in series? Either we join 2 and B. If you join 2 and B, then it will be series because leg of one resistance is connected to the leg of another resistance. So there may be either you can join 2 and B or 1 and A or A and 2, both are basically same thing. So this is R1, this is R2. Here, if you see here, this is the leg of R1 and this is the leg of R2. So here leg of R1 is connected to the leg of R2. So basically these two are in series. This is the way you can identify. It does not matter whether you are connecting 2 with B or 1 with A, or A with 2 or B with 1. It does not matter. What matters is that leg of one resistance should be connected to the leg of second resistance. So in a circuit, if you see this type of diagram, then you can say that these two are in series. So length of leg may not be small, it can be big, or it may not be straight line, something like this. Here also this R1 and R2 is connected in series. R1 and R2 are connected in series because leg of R1 and leg of R2 are connected. It may not be a straight line, it can be of any shape. Here you can see example. If you can see here, R1, R2, R3, all are connected in series. Leg of R1, leg of R2 connected here. Leg of R2, leg of R3 connected here. That means R1 is connected to R2 in series and R2 is connected to R3 in series. So all three are in series. Here R1, R2, R3 all are in series. Leg of R1 and leg of R2 is connected here. Leg of R2 and leg of R3 is connected here. So all three are in series. Now there may be some complex circuit. Here R1, R2, R3, R4, R5. R1, R2 series, R2, R3 series, R3, R4 series, R4, R5 series. So R1, R2, R3, R4, R5 all are connected in series. If you see carefully, R1 is connected to R2 and this is their common leg. R2 and R3 are connected and their leg is connected here. R3 and R4 are connected and their leg is connected here. R4 and R5 is here. Common leg or they are connected at this point. So all are in series. So let us see how you can find net resistance of the series. R1, R2 and this is B. So there are two reactions R1 and R2 connected to so battery B. Now if you apply Ohm's law V equal to IR, suppose now if you apply Ohm's law, here what you will notice here that same current will flow through R1 and R2 because whatever current is going in this circuit there is no other branch. So current has only one option. Suppose the current is going, it will go through R1 and then R2 and then again come to here. So like this, same current will flow through both resistors. Now suppose the potential difference between R1 is V1 and potential difference across R2 is V2. Now this V is equal to V1 plus V2. V1 is potential difference across R1, it is potential difference across R2, and this is the potential difference across these 2 points. These 2 points is across R1 and R2. So this V should be equal to V1 plus V2, and we know from Ohm's law that V is equal to IR. Let us say I is the current in the circuit, and let us assume that R, capital R, is the resistance, overall resistance of this circuit. Then what is V1 equal to IR1 plus IR2. Then you can simplify, what will get? R is equal to R1 plus R2. What does it mean? R is the equivalent resistance. R is the equivalent resistance of the circuit. R is the equivalent resistance. R is the equivalent resistance of the circuit. Here R is the equivalent resistance of the circuit. Here R1 and R2 are in series. Here R1 and R2 are in series. That means what? We can replace this R1 and R2 with single resistance having value R equal to R1 plus R2. That equivalent circuit, if I draw, this is the equivalent circuit. This is B, this is R. These two circuits are equivalent. Here R1 and R2 are different. R1 and R2 are two separate resistance, and we have replaced R1 and R2 with single resistance whose value is equal to R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2 is equal to R. I have replaced R1 and R2 with single resistance R, whose value is R1 plus R2. So this is the equivalent resistance of the circuit. This sometimes R is called equivalent resistance, sometimes R is called net resistance. Sometimes R is called equivalent resistance, sometimes R is called net resistance of the circuit. Let us say this is 4 ohm, this is 2 ohm. Then we want to find the net resistance or equivalent resistance of the circuit. Let us say this is 12 ohm. So R equivalent or net resistance of the circuit will be R1 plus R2. So here we can write 4 plus 2, that is 6 ohm. So net resistance is 6 ohm. We can replace this circuit having two resistance 4 ohm and 2 ohm with single resistance whose value is equal to 6 ohm. This is 12 volt, this is 6 ohm. There is no difference between these two. Only difference is here there are two resistance and here there is one resistance. Same current will flow through both circuits. So this is the way you can find net resistance. Now what happens when there are more than two resistors are connected in circuit? Let us say this is B, this is R1, R2, R3, R4. Let us say V1 is the potential difference across R1, V2 is the potential difference across R2, V3 is the potential difference, V3 is the potential difference across R3. V4 is the potential difference across R4. So, as we know that these are potential difference across these 2 points, and between these 2 points there are 4 resistance, and potential difference across all the resistances V1, V2, V3, V4 respectively. So, we can write that V is nothing but V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4. Applying Ohm's law, I R equal to, since same current will flow through this circuit, so IR is equal to I R1, I R2, I R3, I R4. Upon simplifying, we get R equal to R2, R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4. This is the net resistance. This is the net resistance of the circuit when 4 resistance are in series. When 4 resistance are in series, the net resistance is R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4. Let us generalize it. R1, R2, R3 up to Rn, all resistance are in series, are connected in series, then net resistance is, then net or equivalent resistance is R equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4 plus R5 plus up to Rn. This is the net resistance of the circuit when resistance are connected in series. Or in short, you can write R is equal to summation of Ri, where I varies from 1 to n. R equal to summation of Ri, where I varies from 1 to n. This is the net resistance of the circuit when Ri are connected in series. Let us see parallel connection. What is parallel connection? If these two resistances are present, when we connect both leg of resistance to the both leg of another resistance, that means if this is 1, 2, then this is A and B, R1 and R2. When leg of one resistance is connected to leg of another resistance, and second leg of first resistance is connected to the second leg of second resistance, that means when you connect these two, so it will become parallel. R1 and R2 are parallel, thus both legs are connected to both leg of another resistance, right? One is connected to A, is connected to B. 1 and 2 are leg and B are leg. So this type of circuit is called parallel. Now let us see here how to find the net resistance. Suppose in this resistance current I is flowing, then current I has two options at this point. One is this side, second one is this side. Then current I will be get divided in such that I is. So let us find the net resistance of this circuit. So if I is the current in the circuit, after this place, after this point, I is got two lines. So current will be I1 and I2. So I can write I is equal to I1 plus I2, right? And R1 and R2 are in parallel. So same potential difference will be across R1 and R2. That means V is the potential difference across R2 and V is the potential difference across R1. From the Ohm's law we know that V is equal to IR. So from here substitute the value of I will be V by R. And what is I1? I1 is V by R1. And what is I2? I2 is V by R2. So upon simplifying we get 1 by R equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So this is the net resistance of the circuit. What is R here? R is the equivalent resistance. R is the equivalent resistance. R is the equivalent resistance of the circuit. It means what? We can replace this circuit with a single resistance, whose resistance is R. So from here we can find R. What is R? This is R. Then what is R? R is, if we simplify this expression we will get R is R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So this R is, what is R? R is the equivalent resistance of the previous circuit diagram, and where R is given by R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So let us take some example. This is 4 ohm, this is 6 ohm, and this is connected in circuit. So what is the equivalent resistance? Here R1 is 6 ohm, R2 is 4 ohm. Here R1 is 6 ohm, R2 is 4 ohm. We have to find the equivalent resistance. Equivalent resistance was R. We know that R is 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Now substitute the value of R1 and R2 in this equation. We will get R. 1 by R is equal to 1 by 4 plus 1 by 6. Simplifying we will get 6 plus 4 by 4 into 6. Or we will get 10 by 24. So what is R? R is 24 by 10 or 12 by 5 ohm. It means we can replace these two resistances by single resistance having value 12 by 5. We can resistance this circuit by single resistance having value 12 by 5 ohm. Both are equivalent. So let us take another example. This is 8 ohm and this is 2 ohm. So here R1, what is R1? R1 is 8 ohm, R2 is 2 ohm. We have to find the equivalent resistance. Equivalent resistance is R. Let us use R by R1 plus R2. Now substitute the value 2 into 8 by 2 plus 8. That means 16 by 10. That means 1.6 ohm. So it means what we can replace these two resistance by single resistance having resistance equal to 1.6. This is 1.6 ohm. So this is the equivalent resistance of the circuit. Now what happens when there are more than two resistance in the circuit? And so on. R3, R2, R1 break. Similarly, same current will flow through this circuit. So it has got three branch I1, I2, I3. Let us say I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Here in the circuit, suppose current I is coming from V potential or battery V. So this I current has got three branch 1, 2, 3. So let us say that in this branch I1 current is flowing, in this branch I2 current is flowing, in this branch I3 current is flowing. So sum of these three current will be equal to this current. So that is what I have written. I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Now we know that V is equal to IR. So apply this one. I is equal to V by R. I1 is equal to V by R1. I2 is V by R2. I3 is V by R3. Simplifying this, you will get 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. This is the equivalent resistance for three parallel resistance. Now suppose there are n resistance. So how we can get? Simply you can keep on adding plus 1 by R4 plus 1 by R5. So general formula will be general formula will be 1 by R equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R3 plus 1 by R4 plus up to 1 by Rn. This is the general formula for n resistance connected in parallel. Or we can write 1 by R equal to summation of 1 by Ri. I varies from 1 to 10. Both are same thing. Basically, we are writing short form 1 by R is equal to summation of 1 by Ri. I varies from 1 to n. So till now we have seen about parallel and series connection. So in next lecture we will see some example.